go.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I have been on a video spree or rampage, whatever you want to call it. So yesterday's video, you saw some of the things that we had brought up from underneath our train table. A couple sets that we wanted to finally open up. And let me show you here. Christian's monitoring the camera. Let me grab it from him. So I had this Southern Pacific tank train set, brand new in shipper. And I want to talk a little bit about what is going on with it. So I've only opened one piece so far. Here's Christian over here. So we have the set right here. And we've opened one of the locomotives up and programmed it, and it's having problems. And we also opened up the CSX locomotive from the legacy CSX Husky stack train, and it's having problems. So moral of the story is, when buying sets and buying pieces, it might be worth buying one that the person has tested, because I almost sold this tank train set because I have all of these tank trains, tankers, and some very cool locomotives in N scale. But I decided I wanted it in O scale also. So I bought this set, and I had the set with 6 add-on cars for sale, and someone was interested but wanted me to ship it. And when you notice my listings on Facebook, I don't want to ship anything. I want people to come over and give them the option to run it and make sure it all works before they buy it, especially when it's new and I've never opened it up to run it, because I don't want anyone to have any problems. And I'm thankful I changed my mind on selling this one, because it was going to be very hard to find all the tankers at an affordable price without getting this set. So I had the whole set with all the tankers listed for $1,600, and the tankers alone are about $1,400 to buy. So that's really only $200 for engines. And why they're not legacy, they are TMCC with cruise. So it's still a good option there. So let's go downstairs and let me show you a couple things. And I know I should be doing some cut in, cut out, but I'm just having too much fun playing with trains to learn all this video stuff. So, and do all this editing. I just don't have that kind of time in my life. I know a lot of people spend a lot of time editing some cool stuff. All right. So let's talk about this Southern Pacific first. So I was able to put it on the track, and I was able to program it, but then it would not run. And the front trucks would move, and the back seemed to be jammed. So my next step was pulling it off the track and flipping it over. And obviously everything's lubricated. You can see the oil there and the grease. But I did this, and I noticed, all right, that one's pretty free. This one's pretty free, so has some play in it. This one had play in it. But this set here, this was jammed, solid as a rock. It did not have any give whatsoever. So I removed the 3 little screws here. It was 1, 2, and 3. And that gets you access by removing this plate. And you can see there's some lubrication there. That was all factory. There's a lot of oil and stuff all over the bottom of this I had to clean up from the factory. So then, I pulled this piece out, and I noticed, okay, this bushing here is locked, and this bushing spins freely. So this is my culprit right here. So now I need to figure out, and that's really wedged. I can't even scoot that down with my nail, where this one slides freely on the shaft. So I have to figure out why that bushing is locked, and then I'll do the repair on this train, and hopefully it will run just fine. So interesting, because that problem could be caused from years of sitting, but I sort of think it's a factory problem if this one is fine and you know, this one is really locked in place really hard, because I can slide it down. If I pull really hard, it just won't spin, and you can see there is some sort of discoloration on the shaft, like it's rust or some other, like maybe hardened grease, but it doesn't feel like grease. So I'll sand that down, and hopefully I'll have that bushing, put some oil on it, and get this train running in a minute. All right, so here's the shell to that CSX. So I've pulled the shell off. I'm going to be going to see Roscoe. He is open today at the switch stand here in St. Louis, because this one's problem is beyond me. I pulled it apart last night. It has some sort of sound issue. It does run, and it's very distorted. Maybe someone has experienced this before and knows what it is and can put it in the comments if it's an easy fix. But I went through all the connections on the locomotive here to make sure that everything was plugged in, that there was no loose boards. This was brand new mint in box. It did program, but I noticed on programming there's no engine sound, just a whole bunch of gargly static. Sounds like an AM radio trying to tune in a station, in my opinion. So I'm going to turn the transformer on here to 18. And you'll hear the smoke unit start. Let's grab our remote. And that should be engine 33. Well, now the sound isn't working at all today. Let me hit reset. Yeah, so today the sound is not working at all, but you can see the engine will run. And I had to take the sides off the trucks to get to the screws that release the shell. So interesting. The soundboard is all the way dead today. And last night it was like making a staticky sound. And you can sort of hear the, if I manually turn up the volume, there we go, so you're sort of hearing it now. So we have a dead soundboard. All other functions work, forward, backwards, lights, smoke units blowing. So I guess, you know, the whole purpose of the video is, you know, if you're not going to keep them in a collectible condition and just keep them mint forever, who knows how many bad locomotives or pieces are out there still sitting in the boxes that no one has ever caught. So whenever you're buying, if you're going to buy mint in box and you're not keeping it as a collectible and you know you're going to run it, it might be good to try to negotiate a little bit on price with the seller, unless the seller is willing to open it and run it for you, knowing that you are going to be opening it and running it, to see if you need to compensate in the deal that you strike for some new electronics or other pieces that might be bad on your locomotive set. Because I definitely did not do that. I paid like $650 for this set. And yeah, the Husky stacks now are worth $100, $150 a piece. So there's 4 of them in the box. So, you know, if you look at it from that perspective, you know, if you buy a new Lionel Husky stack, $150 to $180 nowadays, I really have no money in the locomotive, because I have 4 brand new Husky stacks, which I haven't opened yet to check out. So just a collecting tip and trick, and a little bit about what I go through when I'm opening up some stuff that was mint in box. Both Lionel sets, one Legacy, one not Legacy, but TMCC with Odyssey. Still a great running locomotive set if I can get them running. So I hope everyone enjoyed my video today, and has a great week. See ya.